gentlemen, ADD Venture here. Today I'm going to be talking about drift trucks. I was able to do a little bit of work on the truck yesterday. She fired up and actually idled well. Compared to previously. I dumped about 5 gallons of fresh gas in her and then threw a whole can of seafoam in it and ran it for a while and it idled. I do need to install the temperature gauge that has been sitting in the cab in the bag for about 5 years because I forgot the temperature gauge on the dash panel doesn't work anymore. So I have to install that. I believe that's just like a direct screw into one of the hoses, if I remember correctly, but I'll have to look that up again. She actually was holding pretty steady at idle around, I'd say 500 to 1,000 RPMs, which is good. You know, there's a little bit of misfiring happening here and there. I have to probably get new spark plugs and do a very thorough cleaning of like probably the intake and everything. I tried spraying some starter fluid around the intake manifold, and I think I might have to replace the gasket there, but I don't know. It kind of was doing a surging thing, and then it would, you know, the revs would go up, but I don't know if that's just from it still like working itself out, or if that's from me spraying the starter fluid. So I'll have to test that theory later. I thought the transmission or the clutch had gone out. That still might be the case, but I was able to put it in reverse and go to back up. It did stall out before I could actually reverse out of the parking spot it's in, because the wheels just spun. They're essentially slick tires, excuse me, at this point, and it's on a muddy surface facing downhill, so even with a welded differential, both tires spun. But I went to go do it again, and I let off the brake before I let out the clutch, and the whole thing kind of rolled down into a ditch, so I have to pull it out first. And I did find another issue. I cut off the exhaust right in front of the catalytic converter, I think. I can't remember, or behind, I can't remember one way or the other. But needless to say, it's underneath the cab, like directly underneath the cab, and I was running it with it being low to the ground and everything, and kind of partially in the ditch, so it's super low to the ground. There's really nowhere for that heat to go except for up into the cab, and the actual like floor of the cab was getting hot, and I was like, I should probably cut it off now, even though I wanted to let it run for a while. So hopefully me and my buddy are looking at getting a storage unit, like I think it's like a 15 by 50 or something like that, because he has a fire truck that he's getting prepared for using in parades, as well as like a old 60s police car that he's also getting prepared for like parades. So realistically speaking, we have zero space to store any one of those vehicles. But I did find a storage unit he's going to try and check out sometime this weekend or next week. And it has power, although I don't know if it's like a RV power like battery maintenance kind of power, or if it's like a actual like plug-in power switch kind of thing, but we'll see. But if we end up getting that unit, storage facility. I can go there pretty much anytime I want or need to work on the projects or anything. Plus, it would be nice to clear up my driveway a little bit. It is getting very full, very quick, and I'm sure the county probably won't, enjoy me having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles and 2 motorcycles and 2 scooters. I mean, the driveway is not that big to begin with, so I actually have vehicles parked haphazardly on hillsides in the woods, which means it is a massive pain to actually get them out and access them, which is part of the reason why I want to get a storage facility that can actually hold at least a good portion of them. I am looking at building a shop, 40 by 40 with basically an in-law suite on top, and I have to look at the county codes, but I know a guy whose buddy builds the steel buildings. I have to see if I should be able to build a steel building. That should be fine, but the issue might be distance to property lines and distance to property lines and distance to the road, sewage, water, things like that. And yeah, but I know you got a BRZ. It's super sweet, but so the distance to property lines, distance to sewer lines, things like that. So I gotta figure out exactly where all that stuff lays on my property and go from there. But we'll see, because that would actually be about 1,600 square feet of additional shop space and potentially a apartment where I could, charge my renter a little bit more and actually just let them have the whole house while I stay in my 1,600 square foot apartment. Well, we'll see how that goes. I would really love that because it would be amazing. I always wanted to live above my own kind of shop. Those were the median. I always wanted to live above my own shop. I always had this idea of buying an old gas station with a service center attached to it, kind of like the really old school ones. It would be really cool if it was one of those 2-story ones with a tire shop below and the apartment above. But I never was able to find one that wasn't $500,000 for some reason or another. I guess because technically they're commercial buildings, but I mean, if they're zoned residential now, they really can't be used as, commercial, whatever. Anyways, I think it'd be really cool. But, so going forward, hopefully, next couple of weeks at least, because I got a lot of stuff that I'll be going on. I'm going to be really busy the next couple of weeks, so it's probably just going to be more of this commute commentary stuff for a little while. It'll probably be, at some point, it'll probably be 3 or 4 days where I don't do any at all. But hopefully after the second week in July, I'll be able to start putting out videos of me actually working on the truck. What I did last night was basically just making sure the truck was in decent enough condition to where it wouldn't just be me trying to start a truck for 10 minutes and getting frustrated and leaving and being very uneventful. So I'm going to pull the truck out of the ditch. This will all be off video. I'm going to pull the truck out of the ditch, to try to get it somewhere I can actually work on it in a somewhat, you know, decent environment, and kind of suss out what I actually need to do, and then, you know, do I might video some of the diagnostic things that I do, you know, like trying to put it in reverse, trying to put it in second gear and see if it actually goes into gear, like all that kind of stuff. And then kind of do, not really tutorials, mostly because I myself have to rely on tutorials to do a lot of stuff. But, you know, I might be able to pull some of my buddies in and they might be able to help with actually working on the mechanics of getting the truck running decently. Probably gonna redo the drum brakes in the back, or at least move it around enough to actually, you know, get them cycling. Probably gonna have to weld myself up a new exhaust. I'm gonna do a stack, just because I'm gonna leave like all like the mold and the algae and shit on the outside on it, and I'm gonna do this like stupid stack, and I'm probably gonna make it just look like Bubba as hell. But it's gonna be a drift truck, and while it's not gonna be awesome yet, once I blow this engine up, I'm probably gonna swap in something a little bit more spicy. So, you know, stay tuned for that. And I already am kind of in the process of acquiring some of the parts to make it a little bit more spicy. So, you know, other than that, there's not really a whole lot to say about the truck. I mean, it's been sitting in a field for 5 years, so I can't really, and where it's at now, I really can't do an awesome amount of videos. Basically, I'm just trying to get it into some kind of condition to be able to make videos that are interesting about it. I probably will have to do one video explaining exactly what all I did to the truck to get it to the point it's at now, and kind of go from there. It is by far the sketchiest kind of setup as far as suspension goes, but somehow it works. Like, it actually works really well, as in it seems like almost some of the parts were created for it, because as you lower the front end, physically lower the front end, it actually, do the suspension setup, it actually cambers the front tires in the right way, to where I have it now where I need to put on some limiting straps, I believe, so the springs don't bounce out. But when you turn to full lock, they're actually straight up and down, like, so you get full contact with the actual tread at full lock, as opposed to at full lock with normal cars, you don't get 100% full tread usually, which is the purpose of, you know, front wheel camber. Rear wheel camber, I couldn't tell you, but honestly, it's kind of surprising the way the spring rates kind of worked out with chopping some springs and flipping leaf spring packs upside down and throwing the helper underneath and then lifting it up 2 inches. But I can go over all that. I'm going to take the bed off, so it'll be easy to see the rear end setup, but we'll see how that goes, and I'm going to go into work. Y'all have a nice day, and stay safe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want me to do more videos. I guess I'd say like this, but it's about subjects like this, and or let me know if you want me to do more political stuff. Either way, y'all have a nice day.